Hi guys, welcome back. Well, this is the stage I'm at the moment. I've machined all the excess black resin off the surface, and we've got down to the original resin and the birch now, so that's at the correct level. I've filled in the imperfections where the black resin hadn't taken. What I've just used some epoxy glue and mixed it with the black mica powder. I thought that would go a lot quicker than the resin that I'd used for the majority of the ball, and that's had overnight to go off now, and I think that's hard enough now to sand down, so I think that will sand down. I've just got one more piece to put in there. I've still got some score marks on the show up mainly on the black resin. Don't show up so much on the timber, but the black resin, especially this top section, there's still some score marks in. Sandpaper that I've used up to now is 400 grit. That's the finest I've got lying around. Intention is I'm going to mount it back in the lathe and see if I can get those marks out. I have tried some T-cut on it, and especially on the big sections of resin, that brings it up nicely. I was a bit worried that it might start to stain the timber, but it doesn't seem to have had any effect on it, so pleased about that. Yeah, there's still one or two score marks. I don't want to show up in the camera. I'll try and bring you a bit closer. This top rounded section wants machining down slightly more yet. It's not quite as even as I'd like, but that shouldn't be a problem in the lathe. I've also given it a coat of this wood silk, non-silicone beeswax. This is from Home Bargains. I think it was like £1.99, and I have used this before on the wood, and it gives it a nice finish. The wood's come up nice and smooth now. So let me just bring you a bit closer, guys, see if it shows up a bit better. Yeah, that's the section I filled in with the epoxy glue. It's just proud from the surface now, but colour wise seems to be okay. Piece there that I put in as well. I think I've got one more low spot that I missed last night, so there's a touch there that needs a bit more in. Right, let's put it back in the lathe and we'll try and get this top section uniform, and we'll try a bit more with the sandpaper. Just trying to think how many days it's been now since I poured this black resin. I don't think it's a full 7 days yet, which it recommends as a hardness on the instructions. It's probably temptation got the better of me, and I took it out of the mould before the 7 days. I think it was probably maybe 4.5 when I took it out of the mould, so it's probably just under 7 days now. So I don't think it's reached its full hardness yet, and that's probably the reason why it's still leaving the score marks especially in the black. This is one of the first pieces that I cast. Now this has had possibly 2 weeks to harden, and I've cut this with a bandsaw. This is some of the this is some of the gold sections that I've put in, and you cannot put your fingernail in this now. That is rock hard. So that's had 2 weeks, so maybe the 7 days isn't long enough. So This is a piece of cast with the clear resin with the aluminium chips in, and as it's hardened the chips seem to have settled down onto the bottom. I've not turned it out of the mould yet, but again this is hard now. Yeah, looking at it the chips seem to be settled down, but interesting once I do take it out of the mould and machine the top off, what effect that will give.